Hello, Tim from Fair Play Now on the 22nd of June 2023. So, a few weeks ago I saw an article on one of my Telegram groups about how a brand new branch of McDonald's has opened. I think it was in Fort Worth, there in Texas, and it's their very first branch, which is going to be completely unstaffed and fully automated. So you'll go in there, you'll go up to the machines, which I think they've got anyway, sort of punch in your order, whatever you do, and then the order will go through to the kitchens where I suppose it must be a series of robots will cook your burger, pack it up along with your chips and your drink, put it in the bag and push it through to you, and obviously your money will be taken digitally as well. Now, I know barely anyone who watches me and my videos will be kind of customers of McDonald's. I haven't been myself for many years, for quite a few years. I did go to them quite a lot, I've got to admit, back in the day. I don't know why, because I always knew their food was rubbish, but I don't know, I suppose that great big M hypnotised me into their clutches. Yes, we know our food's rubbish, but we're hypnotising you. You come in anyway, come in. And off I'd go until I saw the light. But I got to admit, their milkshakes, those thick chocolate milkshakes, they were good. I got to admit, I do miss those, but nothing else. But anyway, going back to this kind of completely unstaffed branch in Texas, can you imagine how soulless that experience would be? You know, it's the exact opposite of going into a restaurant, you know, a nice friendly pub where the landlord greets you, shows you to your seat, and then you've got some nice young waitress who comes and serves you, and you know, she's sort of bright and friendly, takes your order, sort of laughs and jokes with you, and you go away, you give them a tip, and you go away, and it has been a really great experience. And one of the reasons why it was such a great experience is because of the friendly staff, and it's just kind of an interaction of souls, isn't it? So these automated places would be just such a soulless experience, especially if you go in when it's quiet and there's barely anyone else in there anyway. It'd just be so depressing. You know, I think I'd rather just go to the supermarket, grab a can of beans, and you know, cook that up with a bit of toast and have that. At least you could watch some videos with your favourite YouTubers, you know, if you were at a loose end and didn't have any company for the evening. I think I'd far rather do that, quite honestly. But anyway, I've got a bit of a story for you which also kind of illustrates almost the pointlessness of the modern lifestyle and you know, Western life, and it at least sort of shows how pointless the kind of things that we should be doing, we're told we should be doing, we're told we should aspire to, are, you know, kind of pretty pointless at the end of the day. I first heard this story probably 10 years ago, something like that. So anyway, let's get into it. So there's this American businessman. He's very, very successful. He's normally a workaholic, but he decides to take a few days off. So he flies down to Mexico and he finds himself on a beach in a beautiful beach in a lovely kind of seaside Mexican village. And alongside the other holiday makers relaxing on the beach, there's also fishermen who sort of take their boats in and out to sort of ply their trade. And as he's sitting there sipping on his pina coladas, or tequilas I suppose they'd be in Mexico, he notices that these fishermen, they go out, I don't know, sort of fairly early, but they also come back pretty early, sort of late morning, maybe midday, not much past midday. And this doesn't happen just once, but quite a few times. So he's sort of scratching his head and thinks, this is a bit odd. So eventually he goes up to one of these fishermen as he's coming in and unloading his fish, and he says, I couldn't help but notice you go out, but you're back by about midday at the latest, and just wondering why you don't go out and stay out all afternoon as well, stay out all day. And the Mexican fisherman says, well, I don't really need to, because I've catch enough fish by midday, and it's enough to feed me and my family, and to sell the rest to that then gives me enough money to fulfill all my other needs. I don't really need to sort of go out any longer. And the American says, well, that's totally the wrong way of looking at it. You need to sort of go out there all day, every day, and that way you'll make loads more money, sort of twice the amount of money. And the fisherman says, well, why would I want to do that? So the guy says, well, eventually you'll be able to save enough money and you can buy a second fishing boat and then go out there and catch even more fish and make even more money. And again, the Mexican says, well, why would I want to do that? Oh, I'm just getting ahead of myself a little bit, actually. I'll just cut in and go, rewind a little bit. What I should have said is, the American says, well, when you come in early, what do you do in the afternoon? And the Mexican says, well, I go back and I have a little bit of lunch, then a siesta, and then when the kids come home from school, I play with the kids, and then I relax and I enjoy my house and my sort of little garden, and it's just have a lovely time with my family. Anyway, I should have put that in a bit before, but anyway, we'll get back to the main part of the story. And so the American says, if you save up enough money, you can get a second trawler. You can then go out and catch more fish, and once you've made even more money, you can perhaps then get a whole fleet of fishing boats, and then you'll be really raking in the money, and eventually you'll be able to afford your own cannery, so you won't have to have that middleman there. You can sort of do everything yourself, catch the fish, can it all, and process it all and sell direct to the customers and make even more money. And then the Mexicans sort of thinking, what's this bloke on about? But anyway, he said, well, why would I want to do all that? It sounds like a lot of hard work to me. And the American businessman says, well, eventually you'll be so rich that you'll be able to sort of retire and enjoy your money. And the Mexican says, well, what happens then? And then the American says, well, you can enjoy a nice lunch, you can have your siesta, you can enjoy time with your kids or grandkids by then probably, and you can enjoy your house and your little garden, and you can love life. So that kind of is the story, really. And as you can see, the Americans basically trying to sell him the dream that the Mexican actually has already. So it is a bit crazy, and you have to look in on a broader picture where we're just working so hard to almost just stand still in this system we find ourselves in. And it's a big old hamster wheel. I know that analogy is used by quite a lot of people. Just a great big old hamster wheel. And for what, really? wouldn't it be nice if you could just jump off the hamster wheel and just be able to go out there and somehow make enough money just to live your life, but without all of the consumerism, the materialism. Just live a simpler life and do those things that you'd love to do. And I know it's difficult, we've all got bills to pay, we need to make money, but wouldn't it be nice if people can come up with ideas of how we can maintain the basics, maybe cut back a bit, but maintain the basics, and just then sit back and enjoy life? Because the Western sort of consumerist life is pointless, really. I mean, it's always struck me that if you've got not even a big house, just a modest 3-bedroom terraced or detached house, you might need to do some improvements here and there. Maybe everything's getting a bit tired, but you could spend a lot of money just doing everything up. Having a nice new car on the drive. Do a new drive as well and landscape the garden. Then new bathroom, new kitchen, sort of redecorated throughout, new carpets or floors throughout. Just do absolutely everything, and then new furniture in there after all that's done. And how much would that all cost? Probably you wouldn't get much change out of 50 grand probably, but after 5 years things would be starting to look slightly out of fashion. After 10 years most of the stuff would be out of fashion and starting to get a bit worn and tired again, and then you've got to start all over again. And what is the point in that? So this whole lifestyle we've been sold and kind of followed to a greater or lesser degree all of our lives, really, what is the point of it? Anyway, there's not really much point of the video rather than just reflecting on what I've said and what is the point of living the kind of lifestyle we've perhaps all, or most of us, have lived up to now. And maybe we should be looking into alternative ways of living our lives. If you've got any thoughts on that, maybe any websites or channels where people talk about this in more length, please leave a comment in the comment section below about that, and I'd be interested in checking those resources out myself, to be honest with you, and then I can share them with the channel. So if you've got any ideas on that, on how we can just simplify our lives and just get away from the modern lifestyle, I'm all ears. So I'm going to leave it there. We're up to 13 minutes, so it's long enough. Be back tomorrow. Tim from Fair Play Now. Thanks for watching.